My boyfriend's brother is asking us to break up or he walks out of the family. Original post, I, 21 female, and my boyfriend, 21 male, have been together since we were 17. We have a healthy relationship, and I have a fantastic relationship with his family as well. I spend every Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and any events in between with his family. His mom and I get along really well, and my boyfriend annoyingly complains about how she calls me more than him. Same with his father, who's been a second father figure to me and always reminds me I'm more like a daughter to him than his son's girlfriend. My boyfriend has an older brother, 24 male, who I also get along with just fine, but he's more kept to himself, so I don't know him as well as the rest. His older brother recently got himself a girlfriend, and actually for the first time since I've met him, has had a girlfriend. This Halloween weekend was my boyfriend's parents' anniversary, and they invited me over as usual, but also asked the brother to bring his girlfriend over for the first time. His girlfriend is the same age as me, so I was looking forward to meeting her. That Saturday, I arrived at my boyfriend's parents' place early as me, and his mother had plans to cook a large meal for everyone. That afternoon was mostly just me, my boyfriend, and his parents hanging out. The girlfriend came later in the evening with his brother. Right off the bat, she became overly comfortable with my boyfriend and his father. She said, "I didn't know all the men in your family are so handsome," and gave both men a rather tight and long hug. She then made her way over to his mother, ignoring me completely and saying, "You're so pretty. Watch out though, your husband's on my radar." Immediately, his mother turned to me and whispered, "I have a bad feeling about her." We stayed in the kitchen, but the kitchen looks into the living room, and so we saw everything go down. The girlfriend sat on both my boyfriend's and his dad's lap when trying to talk to them, and both men seemed uncomfortable. Soon my boyfriend joined us in the kitchen and said, "I don't like her." I called her over to taste the pasta. We all like spicy food, but I didn't know if she could handle it, to which she took a bite and said, "It's good. I see why they keep bringing you around." That compliment felt backhanded, and I felt more uneasy with her. We set up the dining table, and it was time for dinner. My boyfriend's family usually says grace before the meal and invited the girlfriend to lead today as she was a guest. The girlfriend accepted and happily thanked God for the food and all the members, intentionally leaving me out of the grace. I didn't mind too much, but my boyfriend and his mom looked at me with the "you saw that" look in their eyes. As the dinner moved along, my boyfriend's dad grilled her with questions about her life and this and that, something he did to me as well. She seemed like a decent girl from a decent background. After he was done, he started asking me about the things I was working on and my plans for graduate school. Before I could answer, she interrupted and started talking about her work and how much she hated it. I could tell my boyfriend's dad didn't really want to listen, as he gave dry responses back and then turned back to me and just asked how my family was doing. This trend went on the whole night, where every time I was acknowledged, she would interrupt me. Near the end of dinner, she jokingly said, "Be careful, David," brother's name. "I might just leave you for Blake," my boyfriend's name. I'm at a point where I don't get jealous or annoyed at this type of stuff, so I went along and said, "Yeah, Blake, remember to invite me to the wedding when it happens." That seemed to be the breaking point for the girlfriend, as she started crying and saying she's been trying to embarrass me the entire night. She then went on a ramble about how I'm hogging my boyfriend's family and making her look bad in front of them. Right after dinner, she dragged my boyfriend's brother out of the house with her, and they left for the night. We invited them to stay over for the weekend. My boyfriend's family apologized to me for having to witness that, and we all chilled down to some drinks and kept the celebration going without them. The next day, my boyfriend's mother gets a call from the brother, who seemed extremely pissed off. She put her phone on speaker so we all heard him talk. He said his girlfriend is really upset with me and his family, how she's now having doubts about him and their relationship. She says that as long as I'm involved in the family, she doesn't think that the relationship with him will work out. The brother then began to ask that I break up with my boyfriend so his girlfriend would stop crying and finally have peace with their relationship. My boyfriend denied the request, so did his parents, to which the brother then said, "Either she's out of the family or I am. I don't want to end this relationship over someone who's not related to us in the first place." Since then, no one has been able to get a hold of his, and it's stressing his parents and my boyfriend out a lot. I feel guilty but also confused on what to do. I don't want to break apart this family, but I love my boyfriend and his parents too. I don't know what to do or how to process any of this. Now for the top of comments before reading the update. So he leaves, sees what a train wreck she is, and comes back in a year or 3, tail between his legs. He's got some growing up to do. Yeah, this smacks horribly of a guy's inexperience with women. He thinks she's simply great because she likes him, and he doesn't realize she's a train wreck and he's getting dragged down. Call his bluff. A year or 3? No way he lasts that long unless he knocks her up. If that happens, he is, well, truly fucked. Don't disagree with the basic advice to let the brother run off with this ticking time bomb and just wait for him to crawl back with his face blown off. Now for the update. Thank you for the response. I feel reassured knowing I'm not selfish to stay with the family, and I plan on keeping things how it is and not letting my boyfriend's brother or girlfriend take control of this situation. An update on the situation that sort of gives me more clarity on why everything happened. This morning, my boyfriend's mother got a hold of his brother, and we all went over again and sat down together, no girlfriend this time. The brother seemed to calm down a lot more and apologized for the commotion the other night. However, he's still backing up on my boyfriend and us breaking up for the betterment of his relationship. There was a lot of back and forth between my boyfriend and his brother, a lot of which I simply chose to stay out of. His brother got angry again, and right before he left, he said, "You can shove that ring up your ass and don't think about inviting me to your wedding." He left after that, and the room got tense, so my boyfriend opened up to me about something. Basically, he planned to propose to me, not now, but he bought the ring a few months ago and told his family, including his brother, about it. He said that the tension between his brother and him started the moment he told him he planned to propose to me. I didn't know if I should be happy my boyfriend wants to marry or upset that this was sort of over a ring, lol. Now I'm still confused on the girlfriend's behavior, but I think I can safely say that beyond the girlfriend, a big reason the brother was upset was over the fact me and my boyfriend are going to get married. That's the update for me. Also, a lot of people asked about my boyfriend's older brother's dating history, and I found out this was the first time he dated someone since he was 16. He's 24 now. Anyway, that's all my boyfriend was bummed out about. He had to spill the beans on his plan, but we talked it out and he said he's gonna officially propose with the ring in his planned time. I'm going to stay with him. I'm gonna keep my distance from that family though, for the time being, just in case more mishaps come to fruition. Story 2. Am I the a-hole for not wanting to take my ex-husband's kids on vacation? Plus update. Original post. I, 39 female, have been divorced from my ex-husband, 41 male, for 9 years. We have 2 kids, 12 male, 9 female. My husband got married to his new wife and they have 3 kids in total, 9 male, 5 female. They are expecting a 4th one. Me and my ex share custody of our kids. But within these 9 years, there has been drastic change in our economic status. I got promotions and now earn near 6 figures. But my ex lost his job that caused his income to change and become low. His recent job pays slightly less than his previous one. Here is the issue. Since I can afford to buy a lot of things for my own kids, my ex and his wife doesn't like it. They say it's unfair to have their own kids because they cannot afford to buy new things like I do, and all the children should have the same stuff. Last year I bought my son a laptop because he got the highest score on his exams. My ex didn't like it and told me that I am spoiling my kids and making them into entitled brats. The issue arrived because his oldest, with his wife, 9 male, also wanted a laptop too, and for my ex, their money is tight. He is the sole provider in their family and his wife is mostly a homemaker, but works part-time sometimes. However, it's not like I do this to show off. I do tell my kids to be humble about the things that they have and not brag about them. I do buy gifts for my ex's kids on their birthdays and Christmas. In August, me and my entire family is planned to go to Italy. It is supposed to be a family vacation. I will be taking my kids with me. They are excited too. My ex had no problem until he called me and asked if I could take his kids with me too. I was kind of shocked. He explained that they cannot afford to travel and his other kids were insisting that they go on the holiday with us as well. They're sort of jealous of my kids for going to abroad to another country on a holiday. I straight up told him no, I won't be taking the responsibility for someone else's kids. Though I make a lot more money than he does, I cannot afford the accommodation for 6 additional people. I told him that his kids are none of my concern. After he hung up, I get messages from his wife calling me a cruel bitch for ruining her kids' happiness and said, "I hope you are happy making small children cry. God will be punishing a greedy witch like you." My dad thinks I did the right thing, but my mom thinks that I went too far and told me to not take my kids so that their half-siblings don't hate them. My brother suggested that I pay half the price and let my ex pay the other half, which I know he will never listen. I rejected both the ideas. There is no way I would leave my kids for days to go on a holiday in another country. Was I really cruel? I know it's not the kids' fault. I understand their urge to go on a holiday, but asking me to pay for 3 additional kids is too much. Edit: since people are asking, he did cheat on me when I was pregnant with my daughter. His new wife is indeed his mistress. I didn't mention it because I didn't think it was relevant to the story here. And now for the top of comments before reading the update. Oh, but it is. This woman and your ex, after fucking each other behind your back, are name-calling you, berating you, and demanding that you financially care for his affair baby and other kids. This is not okay. They are horrible people. I know it was 9 years ago, but that is not right. OOP replies, I do not take care of his kids. I only pay for the stuff for my kids. I only buy them gifts only on Christmas and birthdays. As much as I dislike both of them, their kids are innocent. The least they deserve is birthday gifts. Not the a-hole at all. Frankly, I wonder about your kids and how stepmom and dad might be treating them. Are they guilting your kids into sharing, shaming them because you have more and thus they do too? OOP replies, no, I strictly told them not to push my kids to share anything unless they want to. They have no authority over my kids' stuff. My ex hasn't done anything like that. The fact that you buy gifts for his children from his affair is more than anyone should have to do. How dare he ask you to take his affair child and the reason your marriage ended on holiday? I'd tell the new wife next time she says you're cruel for not taking them that homewreckers have their own place in hell, so she should watch the stone she's throwing in her glass house. OOP replies, the irony is she is a Christian woman. She thinks if she repents enough, God will forgive her sins. Also, she is extra mad at me because I told her that she should have invested in some birth control rather than whining about having too many kids to feed. More on OOP. For kids, from her comments, I have a college fund for my kids. I started it when I got pregnant with both of them. My ex does contribute in it a little as well. Even if he didn't, I would still have enough by the time they became of age. Also, I buy them gifts because I want to. They have been calling me aunt ever since they learned how to speak. I am not that cruel that I will punish them for their dad's mistakes. I do not buy them expensive gifts either. Regardless of how their mom and dad are, they are very good kids and well behaved. Now for the update. I have no idea why Reddit removed my last post. I even messaged the admins about it. I don't know why people will report it as spam. I also don't know if they will show my update or not, but I will post it in my personal account anyway. So yesterday I went to my ex's house for picking up my kids. As I was there, his kids ran up to me and said that they are very excited to go to Italy with me. I am confused. I never mentioned the trip to them, nor did I tell my kids. I will be taking their half-siblings with me. I called my ex and his wife and asked them to explain this. His wife was avoiding eye contact. I demanded an answer from her. She said that she cannot break their kids' hearts by telling them the truth. I swear to God I was furious. I had enough of this entitled attitude. I yelled at her and told her she must have had some screws loose inside her head if she thinks she can walk all over me. How dare she use her kids as a weapon? If she wants a break from babysitting her own kids, she should send them to her mom's house. I will not be a free babysitter for her kids. She did try to retaliate, but I was talking all over her. I cannot believe this woman would stoop so low. I screamed profanities at her. I was already having a bad day yesterday, and her entitled Karen behavior was the straw that broke the camel's back. I told my ex to fix the mess his wife made, otherwise I will take him to court. He tried to justify our intentions. I told him that I will stop sending gifts to his children if he doesn't fix this. I had been nothing but polite to his wife, knowing that she was the homewrecker that broke my home. But enough is enough. I am done being nice to them. His 3 kids are not coming with me, and that is final. I even explained this to my kids, who were a little sad but understood. Later that day at night, my ex called and apologized. He was humiliated by his mother for this. He is a grown man asking his ex-wife to provide things he should be providing for his kids. He also had a fight with his wife because he didn't know his wife lied to his kids. He said he only had good intentions because he wanted all of his kids to enjoy equal privileges. I said the same thing. One Reddit commented that our kids are not equal. It is unfair for him to push this equal privileges thing when our kids don't have the privilege of coming from a complete family because their father was a nasty cheater. At least his other kids gets a full-time dad and a full house. They don't have to shift houses every week. They don't have to go to therapy to understand why their lives are different. And all of this happened because he can't be strong enough to keep his marital vows. He failed as a father to them, and he failed as a husband to me. And not only that, he had the audacity to blame me for the divorce. I told him if the roles were reversed and it was me who cheated and got pregnant with another man's baby, would he accept me and the baby in his life? I still yet to get an answer. He just said he was sorry and hung up. Sorry for venting. I have been having a really stressful day. I have yet to talk to my mom and brother about this issue. I can't wait to go to Italy to drown myself in wine and stuff myself with real Italian pasta and pizza. I may or may not update. Story 3. Am I the a-hole for being mad over double standards in my marriage? A week ago, I asked my daughter 8 to quickly watch her brother 10 months while I picked up some things from the floor that I had been working on during his nap. She rarely gets asked to watch him, as I feel that he is my job, not hers. Hubby came home and saw that she was watching the baby and went off on me about how I was irresponsible. Accidents happen quickly and she wouldn't know what to do in a choking event. There are reasonable fears, so I made the necessary changes to ensure that I'm there to watch him at all times. Today is Sunday. I asked him to watch the baby as I started baking a large order. I came into the room and noticed that he was alone watching TV. I asked him where the baby was, and he replied that her daughter was watching him in the bedroom. Her bedroom is on the opposite side of the house, and with the TV blaring, you could definitely not hear what was going on in her room. I pointed out to him how he yelled at me last week for the same thing, and he replied that was different. When asked how, he replied, "She wants to look after him. She came to ask me if she could." I was so mad, I didn't even leave them alone for prolonged periods of time. I was literally in and out of the room during all that time that I was cleaning up. But that was neglectful and dangerous because I asked her to watch the baby. While at the same time, it is perfectly okay for her to be left completely alone, rooms away with the TV on because she asked to watch him, so somehow that would mean that she pays closer attention to him, like accidents don't happen when you choose to look after a baby. He is now mad at me, saying I'm overreacting and that I am still in the wrong while he is not. I accept that I was wrong in asking her to watch him, but am I wrong for being mad about the double standards? Now for the advice. Not the a-hole. Rules for 3 and not for me. He's clearly applying a double standard and doubling down when confronted. Also, he sounds like a shit dad. I asked him to watch the baby while I made dinner, watching like he isn't the fucking parent. I hope this guy doesn't have a #1 dad coffee mug because he hasn't earned it. Story 4. Am I the a-hole for making my son live with me so he won't be around his dad or stepmom? I, 40 female, have a son, Jaden, 16 male, with my ex-husband, 42 male. Jaden's dad and I divorced 10 years ago when Jaden was 6. I'm still single while Jaden's dad has remarried his wife, 36 female. Jaden has lived with his dad and stepmom on the weekdays and me on the weekends since he started high school 2 years since his high school is much closer to his dad's house. Jaden mainly goes to school, plays football with his friends, and works part-time at the local McDonald's. Being honest, neither Jaden's dad nor I make a lot of money. We both live comfortably, but we certainly can't afford luxuries. That's why Jaden wanted to work. He needs money to go out with his friends. When he got his job, I found out that Jaden's dad and stepmom were making him give them money for bills. I didn't care at the time. It's teaching him financial responsibility was my only thought. Come to find out, they are taking up to 70% of his check, which made Jaden upset. That did me upset as well. Yes, Jaden is still a kid and should help out from time to time, but he works so hard and deserves more of his own money. I talked to his dad, who promised to make a budget with Jaden that would please both of them. I hope this would fix the issue. That conversation was about 3 months ago. Today, Jaden told me that they have been taking 100% of his paychecks. A quick look at his account confirmed this. Jaden also told me that whenever he tries to set limits with his dad or stepmom, they guilt him by saying things like, "I helped bring you into this world, the least you can do is help me out," from his dad. And "You're not my child, but I let you live with me anyway," from his stepmom. I really don't like this behavior from those two. That kind of talk seems like manipulation, and it makes me uncomfortable. I told Jaden that I wanted him to live with me for the remainder of the school year, away from dad and his stepmom. He's old enough to the point where the courts can't force anything, and he agreed. We went to his dad's place to get some of his things and to tell Jaden was moving. They helped us get some of his stuff, but instead of handing it to us, they'd throw it. Not a hard throw, but still off-putting. We left the house with Jaden's things and went home. While I do feel justified, I do have second thoughts about removing Jaden from his dad like that, even if he did agree. Am I the a-hole? That's all for today. If you're enjoying this story, please like the video and share your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you.